Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing top-down analysis on some crypto pairs, including gold. We want to get the buyers for the week to see how this month is going to play out. And as you can see on my screen, while BTC was busy consolidating around this area for the past 3 months before we eventually started breaking to the downside with this impulsive move you see here, which we have had for the past few days, we were able to make some money from here, and BTC actually intrigued us to enter a trade right here. My recent video that I published was I was taking a trade around there which actually hit stop loss, but that is fine because we actually had 5 consecutive win with our swing trades, growing our funded account. And right now that we have broken below this level, we're going to be looking at what we should be expecting this coming week, right? What are we going to be expecting from BTC this coming week? So we're going to be looking at few pairs, including gold. So stick with me. If you are new here, you're welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that whenever we publish new videos like this, you'll be the first to be notified. And if you want to trade with a funded account, if you want to get up to 200,000 funded account to trade crypto, then our recommended pro firm platform will be in the video description. You get 10% discount using that, and the exchanges we recommend you trade with, the links are equal in the video description. If you want to learn more, you want to trade with me, with the community, you want to join our private group for your funded account progresses and all of the signals we share every day, the link to join our Telegram group will equally be in the video description. So with that being said, let's get started. It is top-down analysis, so we're going to be starting from the monthly time frame. Okay, so I'll go to the monthly time frame and click on that, and this is what we have right here on the monthly time frame. So what are we looking at for BTC? For the past few months, guys, BTC has actually been very bearish, right? For the past 2 months, BTC has actually been very bearish. And from what a lot of influencers are, the top businessmen and women are saying about BTC, expecting that this would have hit 200k by now, all of those, it has actually failed a lot of us, and that has made a lot of people to leave crypto, which is why we just focus on trading. If you know how to trade and manage your capital, then derivative trading is the best for you. So what I'm looking at currently on the monthly time frame, you can see that for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 months, this is the 5th month, which is we are entering today, BTC has been very bearish. So we had 5 months, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, let's say 5 months that BTC was going up, right? We started pumping BTC from around that 75k level, and then we went up to that level of 126, and now for the past 5 months, 4 months, today making it the 5th month, we have been going down and down and down. And on the monthly time frame, you can see clearly here that the fair value gap we have here, the imbalance that we had here, all right, the imbalance that we had here has already been filled when we came back and then we went up, right? So what I'm looking at right now is for BTC to create a double bottom right here. Okay, so I'm going to mark this low right here. This is the recent low we had that actually moved us up to that high of 126, right? So this is the low we had that moved up to that level. That's the level I want to pay attention to. All right, that's the level I want to pay attention to, because if we take out the liquidity around this area, market refuses to bounce up, it means that we could actually be looking at BTC going down to even as low as $50,000, right? We could be looking at BTC going down to as low as $50,000. But right now, my concern for this month and this coming week is to pay attention to this low right here. That is what I want to pay attention to. So I want to see if we can create a double bottom right here. To see clearly, let's go to the weekly time frame and open up that, right? So here on the weekly time frame, yeah, that's the recent low. You can equally see clearly here that this low here was the one that took us up here, and before we started consolidating and started coming back down. So I want to see that this holds. Even here on the weekly time frame, you can see clearly, all right, that this fair value gap, which was mitigated before the market started coming back down again, is where we are currently sitting, right? So you can see this is our fair value gap here, which we eventually came mitigated before market started pumping up, and now we are back to that level on the weekly time frame. We are back to that level on the weekly time frame. So what I'm looking at is for BTC to take out this liquidity around here, and then we can see a bounce from here, maybe moved up to come clear the liquidity around here before it continues to go down, right? But whichever, let's keep an eye on that. All right, let's keep an eye on this particular setup around this area and see how market will play out. But this low here is what I'm paying attention to. So for that, I'll be going down to the daily time frame, and remember what I taught you based on the strategy that I was using right here. Okay, right now market is very bearish. Right now market is very bearish. Even on the daily time frame, you can see that the signal we are getting here is a sell signal. Okay, sell signal, right? So yesterday closes bearish, and today again it seems that we are coming back to this previous day low, and we need to keep an eye on this level of 74k level, right? This 74k 500, which is that previous low. We need to keep an eye on that. So for me, for now, what I'll be looking at, okay, BTC is it has created an imbalance around here on the daily time frame, which needs to be filled before we continue to go down. That is, if we even go down to that 50k level. So we need to keep an eye on that, right? So I'm bearish on BTC, and I'll be looking for a sell, right? What I'm going to scalp, I'm going to look for a swing trade. I'll be looking for a sell. So to get a clearer picture, I'll go down to the 4 hours time frame. And for the 4 hours time frame, I'm going to play with this previous day range, as you can see right here. Okay, this is our previous day high, and then this is our previous day low. So I'm going to be playing with this previous day range. So I have this level right here. So let's say this is our order block, and we have this little fair value gap around this area, which market may likely come back to fill before we continue to go down, right? And if you check, this level is equally serving as support turned to resistance right here. Okay, support turned to resistance. So we need to keep an eye on that, right? Let me see 1 hour what I can get on the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame, yeah, on the 1 hour time frame, I still feel that BTC will need to fill all of these imbalances right there before we start going down. So I will be looking for a short trade, maybe from around this area of 82 or even up to that 83,800 level. All right, with my stop loss just slightly above that level. Remember, our stop loss will always be 1.5 to 3% when we are trading BTC, and we could actually be targeting a 1 to 3 from here. If we get the opportunity to trade this even down to that low, we are going to be holding our trade, right? But right now we don't have any clear setup yet. You can see the market is currently consolidating on the 1 hour time frame, so we have to wait till the daily activities opens up tomorrow, and then we'll now see which direction this market will be taking us to. But my overall view on this is I'll be looking for a short trade around that 84k level, right? 84k level I'll be looking for short, and I'll be targeting that level of 75k down to $74,000 level. And from that level of 74,000 or thereabout, we'll be looking to see if we get a sign that the market is going to go up. So for my scalp trade for the week, I want to see what BTC does right here. Okay, so I'm going to be monitoring BTC on the 30 minutes time frame around this area that we're currently moving sideways, right? You can see that we're currently moving sideways around here. So if we take our Fibonacci 2 from this low, this is our previous day low, take it to that high right there, we'll be waiting. If BTC comes back down to that level right here, we could actually be looking for a long trade as long as we see a sign, all right, maybe with an engulfing candle, with a pin back candle, or whatever it is. As long as we see a sign to take a long trade around here, my stop loss would be slightly beneath that swing low, which is around 2.3%, all right, and then we'll be targeting that our entry for short. Okay, maybe 1 to 3 or even that entry right there. That's what I'll be looking at for, right? For BTC, this is what I'm looking at for. But we need to get, right now here, what I'll be looking for is to get, an entry using a candle stick pattern, like an engulfing candle, just like we had here. We pushed up there and the rest. Okay, that's what I'll be looking for here. All right, so the first confluence is that we come reject from this my golden level using my Fibonacci 2, and then I want to see an engulfing candle or a pin back candle going up, and I'll be entering a trade for BTC, right? And then when we got to that top there, I'll be looking for a short trade pending when we break the structure to the upside. right? That's what I'm looking at for BTC. So let's see how that plays out. For the updates about all of this, make sure you join us on Telegram. And once again, if you want to trade a funded account, I'm currently trading a 200k account with HyroTrader. So the link to get the HyroTrader funded account will be in the video description. All right. So the next token that I will be looking at will be, before we go to gold, let me finish with the crypto pair. So the next token will be Bitcoin Cash, which is BCH USDT. So let's see what we get on the Bitcoin Cash. I once again go to the monthly time frame. Let's start from there. There was this post or meme circulating about somebody saying that the last time you buy Bitcoin Cash rather will be around this 600, that you will not see it lower than this again. But let me just remove all of the drawing tools I have here. All right, but as you can see, Bitcoin Cash is still holding on very strong. On the monthly time frame, we can see, though the last month closes bearish, but this month is beginning to wake up. All right, so Bitcoin Cash is still in this uptrend, right? Bitcoin Cash is still in that uptrend right there. So what I'm looking at for Bitcoin Cash, we can see that previous day low, all right, which matches with this level right here. On the monthly time frame, I still feel that Bitcoin Cash, rather BCH, still has the opportunity to keep pushing up, right? On the monthly time frame, there are no areas of imbalance that we can come and feel right there. So I still feel that this will continue to go up. So we need to go down to the lower time frame and see what we could be expecting around this area. So right here on the weekly time frame, I need to keep an eye on this level right here. Okay, I need to keep an eye on this level right here. That's going to serve as our demand zone, our support level. And if I push this to the left, you can see that market has reacted from those levels previously, right? If I keep pushing this to my left right here, you see that market has reacted from that level previously. So this level is serving as a strong support, which is where market is bouncing from at the moment, right? This level is serving as a strong support, which is where market is bouncing from at the moment. So we can go down to our daily time frame and see what we are getting around that area. So here for Bitcoin Cash, right? For Bitcoin Cash, I'll still be looking for a long trade from here, but before that will happen, right, Bitcoin Cash may definitely come back to around that 590 or thereabout, push back down again before we continue to go up, right? I still feel that will happen. So what I'll be looking at for right now, let's see, okay, on the 4 hours time frame, on our 4 hours time frame here. Okay, so we have a lot of imbalances around this area when market started dropping, so we can go ahead and keep an eye on Bitcoin Cash. So I'll be looking for setup from here. All right, let's keep an eye on that. And then we have this fair value gap here that has not been filled yet, and we have another fair value gap around this area. So the levels I'm looking at on the 4 hours time frame, yeah, Bitcoin Cash could actually push up to that level. So let's push down to the 1 hour time frame and see what we could actually achieve here. So if we break this structure, there's a possibility that we are going to test that level of 595 and then push back down again, right? So here is it. I'm going to be looking for a long trade at the moment, right? I'm going to be looking for a long trade at the moment. Bitcoin Cash is pushing up. We have this imbalance that needs to be filled too. And what I would do right now is, if I take my Fibonacci 2 with the current price action right here, I take it there from the 1 hour time frame, push it up there. Okay, so we're looking at market coming to fill this imbalance around there, then we can start taking a long trade. And right here at 595, 596, we could actually be looking for a short trade with our stop loss slightly above that level, right? This is going to take time. It may happen in a day, it may happen throughout the week. We are going to just monitor to see what will play out very well on the market and see where we could actually be taking our trade. But at the moment, okay, at the moment, let's see what stop loss I'll get. So that's 618 level, and then my stop loss just slightly beneath that swing low right there will give us about 5 to 6%. And if we're targeting a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio on this, we should be at that level right there. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking at for Bitcoin Cash, and I'll keep an eye on this. This is on my watch list already, so I'll keep an eye on it. When I see a signal that this is going to play out, if this plays out first, I will let you know. If it plays out from this upside here, I'll still let you know. All right. Overall, Bitcoin Cash is still bullish, which is why I'm looking for a long trade. I'm still bullish on this, right? Which is why I'm looking for a long trade around this area. Hopefully, we hit $1,000, before the end of this month. I'm not sure yet. All right. Remember, trading is reactive, not predictive. So I'm not going to just exaggerate, but hopefully we hit $1,000 before the end of this month. But let's see how it plays out. Okay. So if we get a pushback down here, we're looking for a long trade, and I'll be targeting that level up there for a 1 to 3, and maybe around this area I'll be looking for a short trade. But if we break out of this area, then we can continue to hold our long trade to the upside. All right, that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin Cash. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin Cash. Now do me a favor, my analysis, my top down analysis I want to be doing every week, every weekend, all right, on Sundays like this. Any token I thought you want me to review, you can either drop it, contact me via Telegram, or drop it on any of my videos that for next week. If, for instance, this particular video, you can drop it below telling me for next week I want you to review this token, and I will add it to the tokens that I'll be reviewing every week for my top-down analysis. All right. So the next token that I want us to look at, XRP. Let's look at XRP before we go to gold. So XRP USDT. Let's quickly look at that before we go to gold. Gold has been actually very wonderful, but we'll get there soon. So for XRP, as usual, let's go to the monthly time frame. And guys, as I said earlier, from BTC, all right, you can see that BTC has been very, very bearish. All right, BTC has been very, very bearish for the past few months. If you have noticed that on time and you took advantage of that, you would have made a lot of money just shorting the market all this while. All right, but let's see the same thing with XRP. Okay, so what I just did is to take my Fibonacci tool on the monthly time frame. We can take it from this low, take it up to that high. So taking it from this low here up to that high there of about $3.6. All right, this is my Fibonacci tool. You can see that the 618 level has been acting as a strong demand zone, right? That is where after XRP pumped to 3.4, we came back, bounced heavily from that level before we pushed up to that 3.6 level. And right now on the monthly time frame, that is where we are currently sitting. Right, that is where we are currently sitting. That 618 level, that is where we are currently sitting. So here, if market will fill up, which we have done that already, you can see what happened in October. That market had to come down to about, all the way from $3 to $1.1, and it went back up again. So we are currently sitting at that 618 level. So if market is going to, already this imbalance has been filled, all right, as you can see right here. We filled it here, we went up, and then this happened. But if market has to come back to 50 cents again, well, I don't know how that is going to happen, but we'll keep monitoring the market and see what happens, right? So right here, what I'm looking for, right, for XRP, you can see the whole of these zones here are my entering levels, for my Fibonacci 2. So I'm still keeping an eye on this low right here. Okay, this low that happened in October last year. I'm still keeping an eye on that. Right, I'm still keeping on the weekly time frame. You can see that we have this whole of fair value gap around this area that has not been filled yet. So there's a possibility that if we fail to hold this level of $1.6 level, all right, if XRP fails to hold this level, then we could see XRP coming back down to less than $1, right? We could see XRP coming back down to less than $1. So I'm keeping an eye on that to see what happens. So if we go to the daily time frame, let's quickly see what is happening right here on the daily time frame. All right, so you can see this level right here. We could actually say this level has been serving as a strong demand zone. We rejected here, serving as a resistance. We bounced from it. Okay, and right now that is where we are sitting. Okay, that's where we're currently sitting. So for XRP, I'm still bearish on this. I'm still bearish on the XRP until we get a good bounce from this level to the upside. Until we get a good bounce from this level to the upside, I'm still very much bearish on XRP. So keep an eye on this. I will let you know how it plays out. Right, so at the moment I'm not getting any setup, whether long or short at the moment, because I need to, let's see 1 hour what we can achieve with 1 hour. All right, I need to see how XRP plays around this area. All right, I need to see how XRP plays out. If we break any structure on any of this time frame to the upside, there we could be looking for a long trade. For now, I'm going to monitor this to see how Monday. Remember, in crypto, Monday always have a way of being bearish for quite some time right now. Once the US market opens, you see that market will continue to sell off. So if I'm going to be looking for any trade setup on XRP, I'll be looking for a sell trade from any of these zones, right? I will update you on XRP, but for now, let's monitor and see how price action plays out. Then we'll be able to know what to do next on XRP. But guys, I don't know if this month is going to be bullish, but let's see what happens. So whatever it is with this particular token, I will be updating you going forward. So the next token we are going to be looking for will be gold. All right, so let's go with gold and let's see what we can achieve with this. So if I go to that monthly time frame right here, for those of you who have been trading gold with me on the private group, you would throughout last month, right? I think we had about 3 stop losses, but every other trade we shared, every other trade on gold hit full TP. All right, even the one on Friday equally hit full TP. All right, so here we are on the monthly time frame. Gold is still very much bullish. All right, gold is still very much bullish. So it means that for the past few months, if you have been buying gold for more than a year now, if you have been buying gold every day of your life, it would have been in profit, right? So but here's it. All right, the monthly time frame, we close this month. Okay, we close this month very bullish, right? If gold will continue to go up, if what is happening right now on gold is just a correction in the market and not just a major dump or a sell-off, then there is a possibility that will continue to go up. And what I'm looking for on gold is to take my Fibonacci to take it from the the low of this month, last month. All right, the next move will start opening when the market opened later today. All right, so from the low of this month to that last the high of this particular January, you can see how bullish this is. And what I'm looking, we have already retraced more than 50%, I guess, right? Gold has already retraced more than 50%. So if we take this from here, take it up there. So for this month alone, gold went up by about 20, approximately 30%, right? Gold pumped 30% this month alone. So this month alone, gold pumped by 30%, and we are already down more than 50%, right? We're already down more than 50%. So my 618 level is around this level of 4800, right? My 618 level is around that level of 4800. So if I go to the weekly time frame, all right, now this is how the week closes, right? This is how the week closes. Despite the fact that we had to push all the way up there, the body of this candle failed to close above the previous week, right? Above the previous week. And this is a signal for me, right? This is a signal for me. Though it happened here, but market eventually retraced back and then we'll start pushing back up again, all right? It happened here again. As you can see, market pushed back and eventually start pushing up. So you can see on different occasions that has been happening, where the week we fail to close, market will push back and eventually start pulling back. So for me, I just feel that for gold, this is a major correction in the market based on the fact that it has been pumping all this while. I believe that gold will still push up even to $7,000 or $8,000 before the first quarter of this year ends. All right, but I need to pay attention to this. Remember our 618 level, we have already gone below that, right? Gold actually went down to 4,600 before it bounced back up again. So let's see on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you can equally see this is a sign of a reversal market, right? And this closes this way, and the next day market started going back down. Remember what I've been telling you, that once you see this market that has been pushing up and then the next day the candle fails to close, what they are looking for is a sell, right? So this is a sign of a reversal market, and what is happening right here, okay, is what we want to pay attention to. So where as the market on gold is opening, right, as we are opening on gold, I want to pay attention to this level of 618 or 4,800 and see what happens, because even if gold will continue to sell off, we still need to come fill up some of the imbalance that we've created here. Let me go down to my 1 hour time frame and see. All right, so we filled that up and then went down. So the recent one that I'm going to pay attention to on the 1 hour time frame will be from this level right here. Okay, this imbalance around this order block, that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. If we're going to continue to sell to the downside, that's where I'm going to be paying attention to. But at the moment, before we push down up to that level, right, what I'm paying attention to is what is happening right here. So we can see a clearer picture if we go down maybe to the 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You can see right here what 30 minutes is giving us. So we had this engulfing candle. So I want to see that as the market opens, right, that we continue to consolidate or even take out these highs around here. Let's do 15 minutes. All right, let's do 15 minutes. Okay, yeah. So I want to see market continue to consolidate. This bounce we're having from this fair value gap is actually something of interest to me. All right, so we created this fair value gap here, and then we're coming back to bounce from there again. So I want to pay attention to gold. Keep an eye on gold at this level, right? Keep an eye on gold at this level. That will be looking for a long trade around this area, and we'll be looking for 1 to 3. Our stop loss just slightly beneath that level, and our 1 to 3 will be, you know, targeting this level up there, right? Targeting that level up there. And this is the level we mapped from the 1 hour time frame. So from that fair value gap, anything around here, we'll be looking for a sell trade. Okay, so around this zone here, we'll be looking for a sell trade. Our stop loss just slightly above that swing high there, and maybe we'll target back this level or look for a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. We should be somewhere around there. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at for gold. Let's see how this will play out. All right, let's see how this will play out. So keep an eye on it as market opens. I'll be sharing all of the details. Once again, if you want to join us on Telegram, the link to join us will be in the video description. And I'll be doing more of live stream during the week. So make sure that you're active, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to be the first to be notified whenever videos like this are published. That is it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.